All right, next one here, guys, small claims court, okay? So again, simple things here to note always when you're looking at small claims court is there's no need for a solicitor here. It's an informal court, okay? So again, the biggest thing to note here is if you want to take a case of small claims court, like the most amount of compensation you can get is €2,000 and it's a €25 fee to take a case, okay? So even like when they asked that in 2019, like you had people writing, they go, oh, it costs 25 quid to take a case. There's no need for a solicitor. And the most amount of compensation you get is €2,000. And it solves cases in an informal manner. They're literally writing down like 3 or 4 lines like that, and they were getting like 12 marks out of 15. They throw the marks at you on this if you get the basic points correct, okay? So we're going down through it here. First simple thing to note there on this is the retailer, if you want to take a case to small claims court, right, most amount of compensation you get is €2,000, costs you €25 fee to fill in the application form. Again, retailers given 2 weeks to respond to the case. At the end of the case, the judge will make their ruling. There's no need for a solicitor, okay? The only little thing to note is, again, if it can be appealed to the circuit court if either party are not happy with the ruling made by the judge. But again, it very rarely goes to the circuit court because it's such a small amount of money, you know, relative to the legal fees that you'd have to pay if you were to take it any further, okay? But that sort of stuff, make sure you've got the basics there, the 2,000, the 25, the judge, informal manner, no need for a solicitor, and the retailer's two weeks to respond to the when the case is brought. Stuff like that, you rattle that down, you get the marks. Now, this thing as well though, right? When they asked it in 2019, they said to evaluate the role of small claims court. And a lot of students were saying stuff like, oh, it's good because you don't need a solicitor, it protects people who don't have a lot of money. Like I'd be trying to use better ones than that. Like a good one to use is the €2,000 cutoff point is very low. It has to be increased to factor in for inflation. Stuff like that would be a better example to give if they're looking for that. Or the other one there, which is really good, it's really convenient for the consumer because they can file a case now online. Okay, so you don't have to travel, you don't have to post around like that. Stuff like that is quite good to use as well. All right, brilliant. All right, move on then. The next thing then is the Ombudsman. Okay, so if you want to make a complaint against any government office. Now, sorry, I'll start off here again. It's any public service body, okay? You can make the complaint to the Ombudsman. So, like, if there's an issue, if you have an objection to like stuff like, you know, the HSE or universities, right? If you want to complain, any public service body, you can take your case to the Ombudsman. So you see examples there like HSE, Department of Education. You can take your case there. Now, simple things to note there about the Ombudsman, it's free of charge and it's independent from the government. So it's straightforward. You have to guess how they'd work. You make your complaint. Now, simple things there, you must do so within 1 year. There's no fee for this. The Ombudsman will investigate it, okay? Preliminary investigation, all right? Or it could be a formal investigation if it's a more serious case. The big thing there, though, the word you want to note there and draw a box around is recommendation. So the ruling made by the Ombudsman is not legally binding. So the public service body does not have to obey and even the way I use the word ruling, don't go with that, go with the word recommendation. The recommendation that the Ombudsman makes after they investigate the case, it's not legally binding, right? But typically, again, most public service bodies will listen to it because if it doesn't, the Ombudsman sends a report to the Dáil and it gets taken further from there. But just simple things there to note on this. The Ombudsman can give a recommendation once they've investigated the complaint, and that's it, okay? So it's that's the procedure though, okay? So there's no small claims court, you know, with those things. You make your case to the Ombudsman. The simple thing though, if they ask you there in the Leaving Cert how to evaluate it, you can always say there, because they're independent from the government, they help eliminate corruption in public service bodies, okay, within the government, because they're independent from any branch of the government. That's a good one to use. It helps eliminate corruption because they're independent, and also a nice one to remember again, to take a case that's free of charge, and that's again of benefit to the consumer. The little bit of details there, like even marked in there in the top left there, they cannot. The Ombudsman cannot deal complaints in relation to like how prisons are run or also job applications within the public sector. But just throw this information at the examiner, shows you properly studied it, and you'll get your marks there, right? So public service bodies, that's what they're looking for when they're going to be grading your question there, okay?